About 50 years ago, the interior of Papua New Guinea remained unexplored. About 20 years ago, the Highlands Highway linking all the provinces was barely sealed. Today, the region is the nerve center. It is the country's economic backbone. More than a quarter of the country's 4.5 million people live in the highlands. The fertile land comfortably sustains that number. The cool climate is also ideal for coffee. In fact, this primary industry brings in 2.5 to 300 million kina a year in foreign exchange. Together with the tea industry, these renewable commodities have been the strength of the highlands economy. That progress went from a step to a leap with the discovery of oil, gas, and mineral deposits towards the northwestern end of the region. Porgera gold in Enga is the richest deposit outside Africa, and the Kutubu oil in the southern highlands has entered Papua New Guinea to a small group of elite oil-producing countries. Given these industries, the national highway linking the coast, and the population, the highlands, in anybody's conclusion, has all the recipes to lead Papua New Guinea to economic prosperity. The experience of the highlands is so unique that less than a generation has lived the two extremely opposite worlds, from the Stone Age to the Jet Age. That's the yardstick to measure how far and fast development has come. But it hasn't come without its drawbacks: law and order problems, tribal conflicts, compensation demands, and deteriorating state infrastructures. Just before independence, this vast area, then part of the Western Highlands, became a district on its own. After independence, it of course became a province known as Enga. Population about 250,000. Apart from the Porgera gold mine located west of here, Wapanamanda, there are no other significant industries. Enga has all sorts of descriptions given to it by people from outside. It's way back, it's the last province, and its people are aggressive.
Enga is like, I can describe this way, that Enga is like a fly caught in a spider web, struggling to get free. And I believe when it gets free, it will be a prosperous province.
Daniel Kumbon is an information officer with the Department of Enga.
My children are living in the village at the moment. I work in a respectable position. I get a lot of money, but I do not want to keep them here. I want them to live in isolation, live in the village, retain some of our cultures, go to school in a community setting, so that they do not see what's happening in the cities, in the towns, what's reported in the newspapers, what's in the TV stations. I don't want them to live in this society where we're always talking about politics, where we're always talking about fights, tribal warfare, rascal activity on the roads.
It'll be a long time before the people finally rid themselves of the cobwebs. Tribal conflicts are frequent. In fact, it became a daily occurrence a few years after independence that the then Samari government declared a state of emergency in the Highlands region in 1979. the trouble stopped for a short period. To this point, every district in Enga has had its share of tribal clashes. The number, the frequency, and the magnitude of destruction to property and loss of lives are such that no one, not even police, has proper provincial records. But some statistics have been kept. Although incomplete, it is nevertheless something to go on from. The general conclusion is frightening. You can't help but wonder whether there is any authority at all. This is Sac Valley, just to the southwest of Wapanamanda. It is one of Enga's fertile regions. That's one of the main reasons for so many tribal clashes, differences over land. In a time space of 1 year, over 200 people died, and the Catholic mission had its entire setup at Pumukos wiped out.